everybody, this is Ahdoom, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon Crimson Court. I don't know why I'd say it that way, it just makes me happy. I've had a chance to do a little bit of backstage fiddling with some of my guys. Weald, I've prioritized getting his affliction cured. Fromentin is taking care of some stress, Dismas is having a disease removed, and Bose is praying the pain away. With that said, we've got a couple of upgrades that have been put through onto our parties across the board, and most importantly, we've selected our next mission. No, we're going to avoid that one. The Baron invites you to join his Twisted Games. Not quite yet, not on Veteran, and not as another epic. That is too intense, but look at those beautiful trinkets. No. Instead, we're going to be looking at something slightly different. No, not the Boss Bash. No, that's not going to do. That's not going to do. Not on a bunch of level zeros, that's for sure. No. Instead, we're going to be focusing on a short Cove bash just to start building up the experience. That said, 100% of rune battles is pretty good. I do need crests. I do need portraits, but I need crests. Well, I need both, but I like the look of that man-at-arms trinket. I don't currently have any jesters in play, though I'm looking forward to getting one. What I do need, though, predominantly is deeds. In our party, we have a Hellion that I need to equip with trinkets. Let's quickly unequip everything we have here and put a shuffle through. Hellion, negative 15% stress. Don't mind if I do. Next up on the Houndmaster, look, that probably isn't going to come into effect too often, but we may as well be carrying it. The Plague Doctor is absolutely going to take a buff to his stun chance, and the Vestal will take a small increase in her HP as well to make her less squishy. Going to ignore the Disease Charm, the Move Charm, the Stun Stone, all these things I can live without. I'm even going to leave behind Dismas's head and Barristan's head because I don't need that stress right now, not with no ability to remove stress whatsoever. We are taking along one level 1 in the mix, that's Main, our original Plague Doctor, but he has a few conditions I want to be curing. Unfortunately, somebody else got there first with a much worse affliction. And with that all said, let's provision up for this short match. Dog treats come for free. Not going to bring any of the blood with us. Don't know what the laudanum does. I need to figure out what that actually does. I don't think it's necessary anywhere aside from the Crimson Court. But with that said, I am going to bring along 2 shovels, 2 medicinal herbs, 2 skeleton keys, don't need any holy water in the coves, stack of torches, and a stack of food. That does take a chunk out of my remaining float, but we still have plenty left in case there is a squad wipe on our hands. Let's get one more. No, let's get in there. While these things are loading, I just want to give you a quick update on how I'm changing things up in channel. Actually, before I do that, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, hit that like button. And if you like what you're seeing, more importantly, hit that sub button as well, and you can get more of these videos. Sorry, back to point. For those of you who've been watching my stuff for a little bit of time, you may have noticed that the quality of the videos I upload isn't absolutely fantastic. There is a reason why. I downgrade the quality pretty aggressively so the files stay under about the 400 megabyte threshold, because I currently live in Australia, and in Australia we have horrible slow internet, which is the laughing stock of the world. Nigeria has faster internet than us. Romania has faster internet than us. It's frustrating, and if I upload gigabyte-sized videos, it will take like 2 to 3 hours to happen. That said, because quality is important, I have decided to lift my game. I am down-resing things slightly less. The videos should look crisper and cleaner and have a nicer bitrate, but that means I'll be uploading less often because these things take for freaking ever. Now, game is ready to go. First time in the coves of this party. Hopefully we can survive it, and let's see what we have.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
Okie dokie, so a lot of doubling back here. We have to go the full route and then go all the way back, but we'll start by heading north. Don't need the food, I'm going to leave that one be for the moment in case I do need it later. And again, the medicinal herbs are really useful if we happen to encounter some coral. Coral being a quick cure for quirks. Okay, starting the battle, we've got Radiant Light, which gives us a stun because we're lucky duffers. Can start with an attack on the back row, which is pretty prudent. Could also try and look for the opportunity to drop some bleeds because everyone's relatively weak for it. I'm going to try and stun as well. I've got lots of options, that's what I'm saying, but just to make sure that we stay on point and get the kills that we need, let's start by doing an attack to the back row, 5 damage, +1 bleed. Again, we're all pretty low as far as these things go, so not too worried about that. 25% chance to resist that stun, and I think I'm going to take that chance. Absolutely. Boom shakalaka, that drops down. Just realized I probably want to be swapping the positions of the Plague Doctor and the... yeah, and the Vestal at some stage, because she'll have more abilities that she can use. Let's have a look here. He's got 7 HP, he's going to be losing 1. That Blight isn't going to be enough to get the kill on him, but I don't mind overly. It will be a fairly short life for him regardless. There we go. Blight takes on both, and that is 5 damage coming in next turn. Breakthrough could do the job, so could Iron Swan, but I'm not worried. I just need to start doing some bleed out damage on the front position. That's going to debuff my damage and my dodge pretty epically, so I think a Wicked Hack is going to be the most prudent course of action for the Mo. 8 damage done, and that's not shabby in the least. This usually will get 1 shot and then die promptly. It's a good shot that he gets in though. Can't fault on that one. Point blank shot in the Hellion as well. 5 damage. And the move takes, but again, Iron Swans aren't high on my list of priorities, and my Houndmaster can do damage from literally anywhere. Now, with that all said and done, I might try for a stun shuffle. Or, you've got quite a few hit points left. I can guarantee your death in the beginning of your turn if this takes, so let's do that again. Boom. 8 damage, and this Brigand Cutthroat is a goner. Let's do a Wicked Hack. 10 damage gone and Gonski. In this turn, because we know this chap is dead, while we can't do a Hound's Rush, let's try for the stun. 3 damage made and no stun, unfortunately. Instead, we'll focus a heal here on the Hellion to recover a small portion of her health, and we can expect to be taking a nasty, nasty rain of whips. 1 damage across the board, and do we take any bleeds? We do, but we have a trick for that. Okay, Plague Doctor. Yep, take your damage, but heal yourself and someone else. Lovely jubbly, that's all cleared off. Next up, we're going to try that stun one more time. There we go, that took. And we'll focus a heal on everyone. Yeah, let's try. Alright, 4 health. 4 health. Still potentially more efficient than the alternatives. That Bloodletter is dead and buried, and it's time to reshuffle our party so that we are able to do the most good to the most people, or in this case, the most damage to people we like the least.
A blazing star is born.
Quick microphone adjust, and we get another surprise on these guys, because we're staying very firmly in Radiant, because such is my fear that I don't want to chance anything. Double stun on the back rows. Boom shakalaka, how does it go? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Next up, we should be starting to drop some bleeds, which everyone, barring the Bulwark, is relatively susceptible for. Nicely done. And bleeds on everyone, aside from the one that I was expecting to... yeah, okay, fair enough. Iron Swan in the back. Critical for 18. Fantastic. And stress goes down across the town. Could look at a party heal. That wouldn't be a necessarily bad call, but instead I might look at where my best stun opportunity is going to lay. And I'm thinking it's going to be on this Cultist Brawler, so... yeah, he drops the bleeds. Let's take care of him. Up the torch, and there we go. So 2 out of action in their turn. Only 1 Guardian to do an attack on me this time around. Hopefully he just drops a guard on somebody. Yes, because he's a darn fool. That works out just fabulously for me. Accusation on the Plague Doctor, and a bit of stress taken as well as a debuff. What is that debuff? It's stress until camped. Okay, that's regrettable, but that is how it is, unfortunately. Could look at Battlefield Medicine, could look at something. Let's go for a stun shuffle if we can. You've got a high resistance for it. Let's try the stun out on the Madman. It should translate across to the Guardian, and we might get a shuffle out of it as well. Let's see. Move resist, but the stun takes, and this Madman is no longer under protection, which is just fine by me. Let's try and get some damage done on the Brawler. Not expecting the kill, and we didn't get it at all. What we can try and do is finish the deal with a bit of dazzling light. Nice. The Guardian is out of action. We can instead focus on the Madman. 7 damage. plus an extra bleed point per turn. It's going to be a while until he's dead, but we're going to have to take our lumps regardless. 2 damage done, and next turn he is a goner. Accusation drops for 1 damage and a smidgen of stress. Nothing to be too worried about, but that plus 10% stress till camped is getting me slightly concerned. We will try and... Look, your stun resist has been buffed a bit, so I'm not sure it's going to take. You're already dead, and the best action I can do is probably minor heals. Yeah, minor heals. Alright, let's make this Houndmaster look a little bit less squishy. Right, only 1, but we'll take it regardless. Time for us to drop some bleeding on this Guardian. Pretty good chance I'm going to take, but we'll take that chance regardless. Yep, yeah, all good. All good, all good, all good. Let's drop a party heal across the board. Once again, 1 hit point. Unfortunately, that Vestal is a level 0 Vestal, and so she is not amazing at anything, but that's okay. Lovely crit for 8 damage. Doesn't spread the stress relief, though, unfortunately. Octucesis, but no bleed, which is just fine in my books. Oh, only 1 damage. I should have kept an eye on it. Oh well, that's some stress I shouldn't have taken. That's me being silly. That's me being silly. All right, Houndmaster, you get the dual attack and hopefully get a kill in place. Let's focus a heal down on 4-3. Okay, let's focus a heal on the Plague Doctor, and very, very nearly topped off. Hounds harry across the board. And now it's time for us to try... Oh, I can't even get the stun on him. Alright, well, let's gently top up the Houndmaster, up by 2 points. Not too shabby, and only 2 hit points away from being completely topped up. Beautiful critical for 12 damage, and that wraps up the battle. Really? That's the whole... So there was 1 battle room in the short dungeon. Okay. Well, I haven't paid back my money yet on the provisions that I bought, so I'm going to carry on regardless. I've got the torches, I've got the stuff. Might have some corridor battles to face, but who gives the stuff? Who's got the highest bleed resist? 40%, 40%, 40%, and 30%. Alright, let's try this out on the Hellion, who has the HP to survive any bleeds. Nope, all good, just some crests and some food.
Waiting to be spent.
No problem there at all. Let's carry on. We have loots to find. Show me the loots. Here we go, Saxons of Mind. Just a bit of small change. That's completely fine. Let's do a quick check of who has the highest chance of Psalm, and I'm guessing it's going to be the 100 we're currently rocking on the Houndmaster. Yes, it is. Alright, clear that off and carry on. Corridor battle. Ah, dipped it to dim, unfortunately. Didn't get there quite in time, and stressful incantation. It is on the Hellion. Let's torch up to Radiant at least, even though it's going to be a pain for me to have to manage. Probably try and drop a stun if we can get it in. Yes, that grouper is no more. Sweet. Next up, we can try and look at Blights or Shuffles. Neither is miraculously compelling. A stun shuffle could be handy, but yeah, let's do a stun shuffle. Let's do a stun shuffle. Attaboy. Ren for the Old Gods drops on the Hellion, and unfortunately I don't yet have her Cure All Bleeds attack, but that doesn't mean I can't make this chappy bleed out. It's just a wicked hack. 7 damage it is. Next up, we'll be focusing a heal straight down to the Hellion, because she's looking a little squishy. 4 up. Nicely done. Followed by Spearfishing in the back row. Great dodge. What's our best bet? We can try for the kill. It's only 1 bleed, though. It's probably not going to work. We can try for the stun. That's got a much better chance of helping me with map control, so let's do that. 2 damage taken, and out of action for a turn. Lovely done. Next up, we need to keep the pain train going, but unfortunately, Blight Resist is pretty crummy, but let's just keep going with the stun shuffles. Why not? If I get the Brawler out of the way, that would be a wonderful thing, but instead, well, there are different ways to get that Brawler out of the way, I guess. Righty, next up, we are low on health, nowhere enough to justify doing anything there. What we can do is try and get some damage and up our torches. Your resistance to stun is up by 40%, putting it at 65. Still worth trying to do, but you dodge. but you dodge, and that's okay. The game works out that way sometimes. Can try for a stun shuffle with people within arm's reach, but instead I'm just going to take the turn to drop a blight, which should hopefully take. No. Despite your 20% resist, it does not take. Sometimes RNG users frowns on me. Alright, let's do something that we have a high confidence will work. Hound's Rush on the back row. Boom shakalaka, take a bleed. Yes, you do. Alright, next up we're going to try once again to get a stun in on this Enchantress. Oh, I just keep missing. Alright, Wicked Hack, the only place I can. Boom! Beautiful critical. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful critical. And everyone else thinks so, which is why their stress goes down, see? Drop a stun and a shuffle in place here to deny her a turn and make sure that she takes the full range of that bleed damage. Hound's Harry. This is like the dancingest, most like slippery Enchantress ever. Party heal up by a fabulous 12. In fact, we can't even take all the health. That's how amazing it is. We'll take the chance of this debuffing myself. How long does it go for? 3 rounds. Well, that's okay. I can live with that because we have no combat coming up.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Now, as always, I'm forgetting to use doggy treats like there's no tomorrow because that's just how I play, apparently. I forget that dog treats can be dealt with. Let's shovel that chest and pick up
for a task well performed.
a handsome reward. Empty pack, and again, let's just not take any chances on incremental damage by taking the stress reduction there, / disarming that trap with the Houndmaster. 76 torch, which means it's time to torch up and go all the way back.
And purpose is made clear.
Again, to be clear, we finished this quest some time ago, but our inventory could use the extras, and we certainly need the gold. I spent about, I don't know, like 4,500 in gold getting equipped for this, and I don't see that I have 4,500 gold here in my inventory, so I need to at least try and find a way of breaking even. While there is a risk of me taking some stress because I'm taking the long way home, I think it's going to pay off in my favor. That said, if I lose a character now, I will laugh so hard, particularly if it's the Houndmaster who I spent money removing quirks on. Only taking some pretty minor stress. A few rounds of corridor combat will take care of that problem for me, so I'm not particularly concerned, to be honest. 70% chance to disarm with this Plague Doctor. Let's take that chance. I should have taken the chance, and now stress is a genuine problem. Yeah, I'm going to clear that debuff, because that's going to make him too squishy in the coming combat. Torch up, and let's press on to the corridor battle.
The path is clear.
A Thrall, a Grouper, and a Shaman. And everyone knows how much I hate Thralls. At least, perhaps you don't know how much I hate Thralls. I hate Thralls! They blow up! It's freaking awful! Chance to stun is 50%. Chance to bleed is 20%. Let's take that chance now. 5 damage plus 1 bleed. Hopefully I get in before... Oh, I can't shuffle these guys. Let's take away the Grouper's turn. And shuffle some people around. Great stuff. And let's try and stun the Thrall. Let's try it. Nope. Not to be. Well, hopefully the Wicked Hack can get him all the way. Odds are yes. Did the minimum damage and still got the kill because I focused down on the guy that was going to do me the most bane. When they explode, it is awful. Just awful. Let's drop the stun shuffle. Hopefully it takes this time. Nope. But it does move them around on that particularly matters in any particular way. Let's at least try and stun the Shaman now. 2 damage plus a stun. Done. Let's keep these guys off their point and off guard. 4 health potentially to heal on the Hellions. Let's take that. And we're topped up quite nicely. Seaward Slash drops down. Dodged like a boss. And let's carry things through with a Wicked Hack. Not on the first position, but on the back. Because it's these buggers that are give me misery. Bang. Alright, Shaman's gone and just the Grouper to worry about. Can't do anything to him, so instead I will just self-heal because that's all I can really do. Stress levels are slightly concerning on the Plague Doctor because I took a silly gamble with her well-being. I look at your 10 damage and I instantly reverse it. Let's go for the stun regardless. Done and done. Awesome. Next up we've got Next up we've got the Hellion with Wicked Hack. Ah, dodge. Happens. Happens. Let's keep on self-healing because there is not much else we can do with the current ability loadout of that Plague Doctor. Next up we can try and... No, let's just do some direct damage. Bang! 4 damage. No bleed, as expected. Can try for the stun because everyone else is healed up. Yeah, why not? 3 damage. And he's stunned as well, so no complaints there whatsoever. And again, all we can do with this Plague Doctor is kind of self-heal. No point clearing off that one corpse, it's just irrelevant. And round is complete! Wonderbar!
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
That's probably just food, so I'm going to leave it be. I'm kind of holding out for a coral. Come on, eerie coral, present yourself.
The promise of safety.
No scouting, and let's press on. Hunger check. Yep, no problem there.
War can be healed.
Might have to double back and pick up one of those things because it's all we're finding. Probably another empty room. Well, it has to be an empty room. We've already completed all combat. Let's go in this final corridor. It's a... Yep, unburned torch and a chest that we can indeed unlock. Shovel.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Alright, and given the absence of all other available options, and given our relatively limited haul in this round,
The wounds of war can be healed,
I will
never hidden.
head on back and detoxify one of these rotting fish, because why the heck not? Might give me some gold, happens sometimes. Whoa! And to think I almost skipped that. God damn. Wow. 5 each. 15 each. These are worth more than that. These are the decisions I'm making now. Which of these things is worth more than the other? Okay, let's head back to the Hamlet
The pungent odor abates.
and see how he did.
Things are driven back for a time.
Alright. Bit over 8,000 gold. Picked up all of 19 crests, 1 portrait, 2 busts, and a handy dandy man-at-arms trinket, which will open up his dodge. Close to getting some upgrades. Obviously, Fergan and Sydney will step up. Plus 20% stress healed in Brothel. I can live without that. Deadly, that's not bad at all. 1% crit. Main net gets Ruins Adventure, which is just fine by me. And Mankind Hater is fantastic on a Vestal. Coming back into things, and
Blood and delusion.
wow.
He bears the burden of 1,000 lifetimes.
I can get rid of a Crusader, I think. Yeah, I can get rid of a Crusader. Unfortunately, I spent
Suffer
my...
not the lame horse, nor the broken man.
Thorel. Lazy Eye and a Ruminator, but quick reflexes, which is nice. And Last Gasp. What are your abilities? What are your abilities? Punish. Bleed 4 for 4 rounds and debuff bleed. That's going to stack well with other people. Rain of Sorrows, bleed 2 on 2 people for 3 rounds. Bleed debuff. Valid question. Sorry, okay. Oh, this only works below 50% HP. Wow. So heal himself. Oh, heal one person and heal someone else as well. But debuff himself. That's pretty intense. Endure, less stress. Ah, less stress on somebody else, more stress on him. What other abilities does he have? Okay, valuable 50% exsanguinate. Melee. Bleed for 5 points for 3. Wow. Heal 30. Whoa! So this guy really should be alternating between like support actions and... Wow, so that makes him just like a meat shield. Reclaim. Heal 1 point. Heals 1 point for 2 rounds. And whoa, and make himself bleed. God, well, he's a flagellant, I guess. And then suffer. Clear mark target. Transfer blight. Self. Transfer. So you can take that on yourself? God damn. This guy's messed up. I'm going to have to figure out how to use him. Oh, and he takes all that stress. Wait, what's the advantage of him having really high stress? Oh, of course, because when he freaks out, he only freaks out in a certain way. And that certain way has both advantages and disadvantages. That is weird. Okay, Fromentin has picked up a negative quirk, which was not worth it at all. Reynold prayed and is no longer selfish, but is still a little bit freaked. Bosk has achieved in... Oh, it's Bosk? No, I thought it was Bose. Okay, Bosk. Bosk it is. Has achieved Enlightenment. Dismas got rid of Lazy Eye. We have not much money. And a new exciting class to play with. But before we go on to quick look at who's in the stagecoach, and we can see that we have Abominations and Bounty Hunters and Lord knows what else. I have a feeling that Abominations and Flagellants will complement each other quite nicely. The only problem is that Flagellants seem to do all their stuff from the front rows, and Abominations are useless in the back. If there's a different kind of class that could get freaked out and be happy about it, that would be amazing. But in the meantime, we need to pick our next action. So before we put people into the sanitarium, quick look around to see what we have. Sanguine Snuff plus crit if cursed plus dodge if cursed. Is that literally blood that you snort? Nasty. We also have a medium apprentice battle, which will unlock some stuff for the Abomination, which sounds fine. Crest gold. Sure. I need deeds. This is a short one, which gives me deeds. It also unlocks an increased virtue chance for an Abomination, which isn't too shabby. That works just fine for me. I need to get rid of some nasty stuff off of Reynold. Unfortunately, Kleptomania is now locked in, but Nocturnal I need to get rid of. That's just stupid. I also need to look at upgrading. I should have upgraded first. Stupid me. Okay, let's upgrade you here, at least making you a little bit more hardy. And I think we can afford to upgrade one more, but you guys were already upgraded, which is fine. Good. The party still holds up. But I'm not sure if I want to be taking Ferrant in again with me. Could take Fromentin instead, and he's already upgraded, sort of. Let's upgrade 2 abilities on Ferrant that we'll use the most. I'll probably swap out Bleed Out with If It Bleeds. I'll probably swap out Breakthrough with Adrenaline Rush when and only when I have the money. In the meantime, let's keep looking. Sydney. Let's up your bleeds, please. Let's up your stun as well. And I'm probably going to want to switch out that guard dog for a lick wounds at some stage soon when money allows. In the meantime, Dismas is still looking pretty freaked out, and you would be too if you found your own head, like, you know, in a box. Scurvy, Tapeworm, those are both pretty bad as well. Can more readily afford to cure diseases and hope for a chance they'll both, like, cancel each other out. But before I do, is there any upgrade? No, there isn't any upgrade I can do. Alright, let's take care of your Scurvy first of all, because bleeding out on a highwayman is just embarrassing. Let's get rid of some trinkets as well, because that's one of the things I said I was going to do, and I didn't. Let's quickly order these around. Yep, Disease Charm, don't need that. Move Charm, don't need that. Move Charm, yeah, again, don't need that. Stunstone, yeah, you can get rid of you. Mooncloak? Mooncloak is great, don't get me wrong. Mooncloak is great. But, like, I'm not going to be going Torchless. So, let's take the money and run. Alright, common, yeah, it's fine, get rid of that. These are all applicable. That Highwayman's Neckerchief is axe. Oh, and this is how this all works, because the freaking Flagellant freaks himself and everyone else out, so increasing your virtue chance so that you tend towards the not completely insanely crazy and instead, oh, yeah, maybe. That could work for me, I guess. Yeah, that could work for me, I guess. That could work for me, I guess. Alright. I'm figuring things out. I'm figuring things out. Okay. Well, now that I have some more money, I can actually start taking care of some abilities. Yes, let's get you Adrenaline Rush and upgrade it. Yes, let's get you If It Bleeds and upgrade that. And yes, by all means, let us change your abilities. If It Bleeds, Adrenaline buff. There we go. And who else is in the party at the moment? Who else is in the party at the moment? We have... You're fine. You're fine. Let's get that self-heal. Yep. Yep. It's all coming together, boys. It's all coming together. Alright. Sydney. Not always going to keep you in position 2. I'll eventually upgrade you so you can work in position 3, but right now, this party mix, you look just fine to me. The Warrens is a place where people bleed, where I can get deeds, where I can get stuff for my abomination, and hopefully progress into the next exciting chapter of the Darkest Dungeon. In the meantime, it's time for us to provision. Let us bring along 2 holy waters, 2 keys, 2 medicinal herbs, 2 shovels. Actually, this is way too much. 1, 2 just in case, and that should do us. Let's be prudent with our investments. Let's be prudent. Yeah, I think that's the right combination. Let's get in here. If you guys are still hanging around, thank you very much for watching. I hope that the format of having 2 quests together is working out for you, that things aren't too long. I know keeping videos as short as you can is always a good thing. But this, kind of mixes things up a bit. It gives you a chance to see
down there in the dark.
how I...
Perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Gives you a chance to see how I approach, like, party management. Like, I'll show you 1 out of every 2 back of house trolls.
Glittering gold.
Oh no!
Trinkets and baubles.
I forgot to equip trinkets.
Pouring blood.
I'm gonna pay for that. See, I was just so happy, like crapping on, and I got complacent, and I got penalized, and things got sucky. Alright, Radiant Light, 2 Carrion Eaters, and an Acolyte to worry about. No problem there. I'm certainly going to stun shuffle this Acolyte into pain range. That goes without saying. Munch drops down the Hellion, which is dodged because this Hellion is awesome even without a trinkets. Munch goes down for 4, and hopefully no ill effects. No, none whatsoever. If It Bleeds could very well get a kill on the back row, so could Wicked Hack. Everyone else can attack from any positions. Let's take out the front row. 12 damage, and she is done for. Next up, we're going to try and deny this Carrion Eater a turn next turn. Hopefully this will be enough of bleed to work. Boom! Beautiful critical, and that should hopefully reduce down the Pledge Stress. Yes, it does. Next up, it's time for the Enchantress to be shown the way. Could try for a... No, let's just heal up the Hellion, because we'll get the jump on her next turn, I hope. Okie dokie. Let's go for another stun shuffle. Probably won't take, but it's the best of all available options. Boom. And it takes. Fantastic. So just maintaining map control in a beautiful way. Wicked Hack goes down, and she is gone in 1.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick?
Battle room with a mixed bag here. Wretch, Drummer, Chopper, and a Carrion Eater. Sorry, my phone just vibrated. Quick check. No, we're all good. Oh, a bit of a stress attack on everyone. Now it could well be time for us to start stunning every single person in the back row, and my god, is it? Double stun. Lovely jubbly. Munch in the front row, 2 damage, and any ill effects. That blight does take, but you know what? We've got a trick for that. Probably start things off with... Oh, your bleed resists are pretty rubbish across the board. Let's just do a Hound's Harry. Nicely done. Bleeds on everyone we thought it would take on. I could spend the turn curing that, but to be honest... it's only 1 blight damage a turn, and taking out the stressors for next turn is much more valuable for me. What I will do, though, because I don't yet have Judgment equipped, is look for my best opportunity to, yes, let's deny you a turn. Let's see if it takes. It takes. Beautiful. Alright, so it's just this Carrion Eater with an active turn this time around the bend, and let us see what can be done. What can be done, what can be done, what can be done. Let us blight like there is no tomorrow. Nice. Alright, and you have 5 damage next turn, not quite enough to kill, but I think I've got a Hound's Harry to help that along. We'll probably focus a heal. No, let's do a party heal. Boom! Beautiful. Beautiful. That stress situation, it's actually sorting itself out in ways I didn't expect. So we'll probably get the kill on the drummer, and that's fine by me. Yep, dead in its own turn. Just fine by me entirely. Munch drops again, 3 damage, and no blight this time. That blight has 1 more turn left to do its business, and we will focus a Hound's Harry right here. Chance to bleed is relatively limited, but, you know, gotta start somewhere. You know, every journey begins but with a single step. That bleed has been dropped, and I will probably do a dual cure if it is the... Yeah, it is the Plague Doctor first, and this works out just fine. Dual cure it is. I cure your bleed, I cure your blight, everyone gets a cure. Rightio, that's 1 damage, 3 hit points left. If this bleed takes, then... Or... go for the stun. Stun is prudent. Let's go for the stun. Let's see if it takes. Nicely done. Yep, that drummer was marked for death from the start. Decent opportunity for healing on the Plague Doctor. And let's take out that Carrion Eater before it has a chance to do me any damage. Absolutely superb. Again, maintaining control, staying on top of things, managing stress by accident, which is always a wonderful thing to have happen. Let's try and drop a bleed here, see if it takes. 20% resistance, and it does. Let's keep things rolling with a few more points of bleed damage. 8 damage, and this piggy is dead in his next turn. Let's have a look at the heal spread. You're down by 4, you're down by 3. Let's heal the Hellion up. And self-heal on the Plague Doctor. That is our turn of faffing done. We might get an early action, but that is combat. No deeds coming through as yet, but that's okay. We're only on the first room. Do have to double back though, obviously. La 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 la. Going on a nice walk. I'm having so much fun playing this game. There's a certain purity to playing with lobies. I don't know what it is. I quite enjoy it. Let me know how I'm going, by the way, in the comments if you like. I'd love to get your input. And, you know, pick a class to have named after you, and I'll do my best to keep you alive. Let's start by stunning out the drummer, I think, just to give ourselves some freedom. Nice. Rent for the Old Gods on the Houndmaster, which is dodged. Oh, but it's a critical. It's critical. It's critical, and that is a bleed for 5 rounds, which is pretty substantial. That said, though, I'm not too worried. Let's try for a stun on one of these brawlers, though, just to keep them under control. Does resist, which is unfortunate. We'll instead drop a bleed cure, as well as a small amount of healing on the Houndmaster. Not too worried about doing a stun shuffle just in this particular moment. We'll drop an if it bleeds in the back row, though. Good odds that it might get a kill. Maybe. 2 damage, not quite enough, and not quite enough by a long way. Let's just make sure. Let's make sure with your blight resist, it's pretty high. Can't guarantee that's going to be a kill. This might be a better call. Yep, okay, that's denying you 1 action. Unfortunately, that drummer is going to have a go at my Vestal. Yep, that takes, and she is marked, which means I need to be mindful of what that darn brawler does in his next turn. Need to start getting some actual damage done, but instead I'm going to try and stun out this brawler. 3 damage, and stun takes. Absolutely beautiful. Next up, we need to absolutely and totally, categorically and profusely finish off this drummer.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Focus a heal. There is no chance of me stunning these guys because I've stunned them so many darn times before. Let's heal up the Houndmaster. Critical 10, which is just fantastic in my books. And let's see what happens next. We can try for a stun shuffle, but that ain't gonna do it diddly. No real reason. Let's just try it. Let's try it. Probably won't work, but we may as well try it. Well, it worked. It worked. No complaints. No complaints. Alright, let's try a stun here again. Just making the best use of the turn we've got. 5 damage, which is nothing to sneer at. Get a crit. That's pretty fine. Let's finish this guy off now. Done and dusted. And time for a wicked hack on the back row. 5 damage plus 2 bleed coming in train the next 3 turns. 6 damage all up, and all we can really do is try and stun. It's not going to do anything. Yeah, it's fine. Hound's Rush, that's the kill.
Maintain the offensive.
Nice, nice, nice. Alright, we can purify these bones, and we get a crit stone for our troubles. Who has speed I can afford to lose? Your speed is 4, and you normally play out late. 6, 7, and yeah, let's buff your chance for a crit. Why not? Freeze up an inventory slot. Dodge trap. Very grateful. That one wasn't scouted. If this is a cure that I could cure with a holy water, I'm going to be so... Damn it! Damn it! Oh well. Could have gotten rid of a quirk, but instead I had to get some crummy trinkets. That's disappointing. Still. Do what you can. Drop a stun. Deny that enchantress a chance to make my life unhappy. Rent for the Old Gods goes down and does 6 damage and a pretty hefty bleed as well. That's relatively epic. Let's try and stun out this chopper. Deny him a turn if we can. Nice. Alright. I could self-heal here. It wouldn't be uncalled for. It would not be uncalled for. And definitely an Iron Swan of the Acolyte. Only 12 damage, not quite enough. Won't get the first attack in either because the Houndmaster is out of turn. What we can do though is try and drop a Blight, which will take her out. Yes, it does. And get some damage every time start on that wretch. Remember, if the Old God drops again, 2 damage and no bleed this time, very fortunately. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to get rid of that bleed with the Plague Doctor because I needed him to drop a kill instead. We'll drop a Hound's Rush right here, though, just to try and... dodge! Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's try it again. Slippery swine. God. Yeah, slippery swine. Let's try a heal again. Let's do a party heal this time. Nice spread, and stress reduced for the Vestal. Butcher's Cut drops on the Hellion, and that's a dodge. So many dodges from the Houndmaster, which is regrettable. Alright, Stun Shuffle, because why not? Alright. Turn denied. Some Blight coming down to that wretch, and Vomit drops on the Hellion. It's okay, you can spread out that stress evenly. I don't mind too much. Let's keep these stuns coming with one of the wretch again. There we go. Just... We'll be dead in the next turn, thankfully, thanks to that Blight, so I can just focus down on friendly Mr. Brawler. Or I could stun him. Let's try that. Awesome! Everyone is stunned. We're doing no damage, but we're stunning people. That's fantastic. 7 damage done and dealt. He's clear, but I'm confident I'll be able to get him in the next turn, and this biggie goes down. Boom shakalaka, Brawler is dead. Very remote chance for the stun to actually work, but it does. See, sometimes RNG just smiles on me. Oh, like just then. That was fantastic. Alright, let's just waste a turn and heal that Houndmaster. Is that bleed nearly done? Yeah, one more turn. No problem there. Excellente. Hound's Rush hits a mark and wraps up Yes! Holy water! Thank you! Thank you, loot drop gods. You are the best. Alright, Warren's Phobe Missed the Spot and Mercurial, both of those are pretty horrible. Sorry, that was the Plague Doctor. The Houndmaster has Flagellant, which is locked in. Love Interest and Thanathode. Look, the one which is the most expensive for me to remove is on the Houndmaster, which is exactly the one I'm going to pick. Good. Alright. You've got options now, you're not just bad whipping. We already have a Flagellant. You don't need to imitate him. Is that how the Flagellant became a Flagellant? Was the Houndmaster that just got too into the beatings? Who knows? Who knows what unspeakable
Finding
sins?
stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Are in our Flagellant's past. Who knows the unspeakable sins that keep our Flagellant flagellating all the flagellate-long day? No surprise, but we can manufacture them. We can make them half surprised. There we go. You're half surprised. Let's start stacking blades. Run with the Old Gods, and it's a beautiful judge. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a quick sip of something to drink. Delicious, brand unnamed, carbonated cola beverage. Alright, Iron Swan. Dodge. That's okay. Drop a attempted stun down on the Brawler, I think, because... Let's drop it there. Down by 3, and the stun takes.
May we find victory.
Rent the Old Gods drops down, but is dodged. We could just spend all day long dodging. Is that your plan? It could well be the game's plan. Just spend all day dodging. Drums of Doom. Ugh. A little bit of stress, but not too much damage. Let's try the Hound's Harry one more time. Just keep those bleeds stacking. Okay, so our dodges are coming through thick and fast, which is great in my books. Can try and stun these guys again, and to be entirely honest, given the fact that we have no ability to address stress, that is going to be my call. Gives us an opportunity to focus on what matters the most, which is, I don't know, family, the true meaning of Christmas, maybe? What matters most? Does anyone know? Iron Swan on the Wretch. To the death. And in our fresh turn, we will probably look at either, well, yeah, the Blight. Blight, your resistances are pretty high. Only 40%, let's see if it takes. It takes, beautiful. 5 damage coming through in the next turn. Let's try and make sure that this drummer is a goner. 7 damage, which puts... There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rent the Old Gods drops down, 2 damage, and does the bleed take? It does, but I have a Plague Doctor that isn't incredibly useful at the moment, and I will probably make use of her for just such an occasion. That said, nothing's going to stop me from dropping a stun on that Brawler again. Fortunately, it doesn't take. So let's just make sure that his friend, who... go for the kill. Go for the kill. Nice. Nice. Let's cure that bleed. And do a modicum of healing. Rent the Old Gods drops down, 3 damage, and does the bleed take? It does not. That's fine by me. Let's go for Hound's Rush and a kill. Done, and Dunsky. Let's see what's in that treasure chest. Well, let's see what's in the corpses first.
So too will resistance.
Oh, that goes some way to fulfill my need for deeds. Still have a rune battle, and it's going to be down the end, so we are going to have to complete this entire dungeon. That doesn't bother me in the least, because we are getting some good loots, some good experience, and my golly, am I going to remember to actually use the dog treats on the Houndmaster this turn. Alright, Chappie, you're marked, but In revenge of that, we're going to increase your damage and your accuracy. Let's start things off by getting the kill that we have the highest confidence that we're going to get, which is going to be on the Carrion Eater that has an active turn still to play out. 8 damage plus 1 bleed. He's dead in his own turn, which works just fine for me. Try for the stun shuffle on the Swine Chopper just to keep in control of the game. Nothing takes, though, unfortunately. Instead, we're going to have to try and do things the old-fashioned way, but I think the old-fashioned way this time involves some bleeding on position 3. Nicely done. Butcher's cut again on that marked Houndmaster, but he pulls the dodge out. And everyone is now easily within arm's reach. Let's try and drop a stun on the drummer just to stop him from making my life a misery. Nicely done. Time for a battlefield heal, potentially. Time for a disorienting blast. Like battlefield heal is the best of the available options, and it gets a 2 health boost rather than usual 1. No problems there. Let's see. Try and stun out this guy again. Drop a party heal. Let's drop a party heal. 3 is all round. Not too bad. Time now to finish off this little drummer boy. Nicely done. And no choice but to start just wailing on the chopper. Ball enchant the Vestal, 4 damage, and does the stun take? It does, but it's not the biggest problem that maybe we're going to have to deal with, to be honest. Let's just put a little bit of healing back on that Vestal. Only 2 hit points left to be fully topped off, and let's start wailing down on the... Yeah, he's gone. Gone.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Who has a high resistance to Blight? Oh my god, does a Plague Doctor have a high resistance to Blight? Let's see how it goes. Nothing of value. That's fine. No problem there at all. Room menu is empty before we even entered. Carrying on, there is a trap. It's a trap! But we'll disarm that one, hopefully. Yes. Gorgeous. So we're making it through relatively unscathed, despite the fact that we completely forgot to bring any trinkets to buff ourselves. I'm so clever. Let's leave behind the anti-venom, because that is of marginal utility. I will get some use out of those dog treats. I swear to God I will use them. I swear to God. One day it will happen. And we get some scouting as well. Before we head down there, let's just be completionist and carry on 3 to see what there is in here. Sack's contents are mine, and they are just a bit of small change.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Food check, no problem there. And we'll just quickly double back and go through this last corridor and room battle. Da-da-da-da-da. And here we go. So, stack of books, ignore those because they're horrible. Shambles Altar, leave that the hells alone. 70% chance disarm. Let's try it. Maybe. Yes! Yes! Okay, stress down to 3 bars. 34 in total. Torch up because it's the last we're going to need of it.
Path is clear. You require only the strength.
And let's see what we have to deal with here. A couple of Carrion Eaters and a little drummer boy. Okay, Hellion's marked, and that poses me no problem. These guys have a relatively heavy resistance to bleed. And an epic stun resistance, to be honest, as well. Let's just start trying our chance at bleeds over the entire party, or taking our chance on a kill. Let's take a chance on a kill. Only 5 damage. It ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. Again, stun resist. Very, very low odds there. But let's start wailing down on this chappie. And your chance to get blighted is literally non-existent. So instead we'll just try and drop a stun on these 2 guys just to control the initiative. Stuns do take though, so that's something I guess. Oh! Critical of 12 and a blight to boot. That is considerable damage. That said, I'm gonna try and deny them a turn instead. Yep. Turn denial successful. Turn denial, aka killing them dead. Let's take care of that blight before it starts doing me any more damage, because I don't think any of my attacks is going to be worth a damn on the back row. Let's Yeah, your damage chance is proven. Let's just Hounds Rush into this chappy here. Done. Alright, only one frustrating maggot left. Carrion Eater. No stress taking, unfortunately. Munch does drop down on the Plague Doctor, 2 damage taken. But his disease resist is just too good. Iron Swan in the back row because that's how we kill him. Golly gosh, let's follow things through with a pretty good chance to kill the Carrion Eater. Let's take it. Yep, good, done. Best of available decisions. And we can try and stun again, I guess, but we don't have the reach for it. Let's instead focus our heals on the Hellion. Not that it really matters, because once we take care of this chappy, we have no other chappies to take. Boom.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright, that's all she wrote. Let's get back to the Hamlet and see how we wrapped up for that mission.
Experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
5 deeds, 4 crests, 7 portraits. Not amazing, not terrible. About 8.5k in... I'm sorry, 7.5k in gold. And an abomination lock of patience. May net is up to level 2 and picks up Zoophobia and the Healer's Gift. Everyone else is... Oh, and so is Quincanon. Quincanon? Quinaernon? Can never tell if a C is an E or an E is a C. These fonts, they're just so,
Curiosity, interest, and obsession.
Gothic.
Mile markers on my road to damnation.
So our money situation hasn't meaningfully improved. Again, without scouting secret rooms, we're always going to be a bit behind the bell curve in that way. Unfortunately, Dismas only was cured of a single disease. Reynold did have Nocturnal removed, which ups his speed ever so slightly, and we have to make some decisions, but these are decisions we will make off camera because this episode has gone on long enough. If you are still here, I am thankful. I hope you've liked watching this video. I've certainly had a lot of fun making it. If you have liked it, hit that like button down there. If you want to get more of these videos, I should throw up a subscriber button. Click that right there as well, and there's a playlist of everything from the start to the finish as things go on. I'm Ahdoom, and thank you once again for watching.